Hello again, everyone. It's Todd Struch, the Horror Nerd, here at New Jersey HorrorCon and Film Festival in Edison, New Jersey. It's the third day of the convention. Things are starting to wind down a little bit, but we have been having a great time all weekend. A lot of great fans, a lot of great guests, and we had a very special People Under the Stairs reunion here at this particular edition of the festival. And speaking of which, I'm standing here with the Stairmaster himself, Mr. Yan Birch. Yan, how are you?
I'm very good, thank you. Thanks for having me on here.
Yeah, absolutely. It's good to see you again.
Yeah, it's been a little while.
It has. Yeah. You were one of my very first interviews that I ever did at New Jersey HorrorCon.
I remember that one. I do remember that.
And that was a lot of fun.
Yeah, we had a great time with that.
We did. That was a fun show.
Yeah, that was the times when you used to be fun. Yeah.
Yeah. Great, thanks. But here we are again.
Yeah.
How was the weekend for you?
The weekend was great. The Friday was a Friday. Sometimes it's slow, sometimes it's fast. It's a little bit average. Saturday was fantastic.
Yeah.
Lots of people on Friday. A mix between collectors and horror fans. And the horror family came out for us for sure.
Well, it is very rare for so many of you from the movie, from us, the same movie, to be here at the same time.
Yeah.
So that is pretty cool.
Yeah, it is. It was like 9 years ago at Atlantic City, I think. So, it's been a while.
So I may have asked you this before, but it's fine. Does it ever surprise you that, the movie, People Under the Stairs, came out quite some time ago?
Yes.
And yet people are still so enthusiastic. They come out to meet you guys. Does that still surprise you after all this time?
Yeah, it does surprise me a little bit. But the more we do this, and the more you really start breaking down what the movie was about, with the horror comedy, with a political statement, way ahead of his time. I think now I understand more why it's lasts so long. Because it's now. It's happening now. The same thing is happening now. It was 32 years ago. And Wes was definitely somebody that was way ahead of his time. And, it was one of those few movies that was number one at the box office for 6 weeks. Halloween '91, the top number one movie. And then turn into be a cult film.
Right.
But, usually you get either or. You have a movie nobody heard about, and all of a sudden it's a cult film. But Wes did something special. He did a lot of other good things. But on this particular movie, I think with him, like getting that statement he wanted in, putting a black kid as the lead, with slumlords that also had weird fetishes to add some comedy to it, and also base it on basically on a true story from Santa Monica from the 70s. Obviously he added some fiction for the horror audience, but I think it's one of those Stanley Kubrick moments, I call it. Like Wes was one of those guys. Like you see it in wait. It works now.
Right.
And that's why Jordan Peele wants to possibly do a reboot, because it's as now as it was then. Mm-hmm. That's the answer to your question. I think that's why it's lasting. It's going to last forever. It's one of those films.
I agree. And, I agree with you. Back then, I was pretty much a kid when it came out. I was young, and to me at the time, it was a horror movie.
Yeah.
It didn't really resonate with me until later, like what you just said. I'm like, now.
Yeah, no, now I get it. Didn't do to us either. When we actually shot the movie, we didn't really, we didn't understand what really he was doing. But he was just such a great director, and we were all excited to work with Wes Craven, but to know now what we were really part of makes it so much more special.
Agreed.
You know what I mean? For them, then it was a great gig. Now it's like, wow, I was actually part of something. And that's a very rewarding and appreciative.
Very cool. Very cool. So, I just want to hold up a quick picture here. So that makeup, did that become a chore after a while? You're like, oh my God, I got to sit in the makeup chair.
It was 6 hours a day for 6 weeks.
Ooh.
I think the last week he got it down to 4.5, 5 hours. But Mark Maitre, the special effect makeup guy who did it for K&B, turned out to be the only handpicked to do the only life-size dinosaur in Jurassic Park by Steven Spielberg. Obviously he was a brilliant mind. So we had fun. We got to know. He came to my wedding.
Nice. Okay,
9 years later. We became close. And what he did was he put Tex Avery cartoons on, and I was just watching that, and and try to kill the time, and knowing that I was part of something. Plus, still getting paid sitting in a chair.
Right? There you go. I just don't know if I have that kind of patience. It was
there,
but that's
after
amazing.
a while, it was my skin got because it was also 2 hours to take it off because it was glued. So, I'm not complaining, but it was tough once in a while. You felt it.
I get it. I get it. So I always love to ask this question of people that are in horror movies, especially well-known horror movies. Just as a film goer or film watcher, are you yourself a fan of horror movies?
I'm a fan. I'm not an all-out horror fan. I'm a fan of smart horror movies like The Shining, bringing up Kubrick again, Hitchcock, People Under the Stairs. I'm not I might disappoint some people. I'm not a fan of gore and blood in your face.
Okay.
I like the suspense.
Okay.
When you walk around the corner and you get scared because it might not it's nothing there, but the filmmaker was so good in the anticipation that you got scared.
Right.
You don't have to see a bloody body to feel that effect. That's just me.
Okay.
Those are the movies I like.
That's legit.
Those are the movies I like.
I'm a fan of all of it, but I tend to agree with you. The new term today is elevated horror.
Yeah.
I hate that term
Yeah.
because it kind of makes everything else seem lesser.
Yeah.
But I get the meaning behind it. Is a more cerebral type of horror movie,
I'm
so I get
old
it.
style.
Got it.
Not that I don't like. If I'm in a gore movie, I'm going to enjoy it. And I've been in several where I was very bloody. It's just not my personal taste. I'd rather be scared by the way the camera movement than the actual blood and guts.
I got you. So, speaking of certain movies, I'm going to ask Mark, my cameraman, to hand me that card at the very end because you were part of this movie, Sky Sharks.
Yes.
I will watch any shark movie, no matter what, and I love this one.
Oh, yeah.
And, so, folks, see this if you can. It is fantastic.
It's,
Because I will watch, Sharknado, Alien Shark. I will watch any of them.
This
one's really good.
Sharknado meets Walking Dead.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Let's go.
It's Walking Dead on flying sharks.
I just wanted to bring that up because I love every shark movie, especially that one.
Yeah, no, that's
good for you.
Good.
So, Jan, before I leave you be, I know we're kind of winding down here. There's some fans still milling around
we're
here.
getting
It's getting a good rush.
Now,
so, if there is one last piece of advice or one last message you'd like to send to the fans out there, what would it be?
Keep going to the theater. Okay? I know it's very convenient just to stream it, but if you have a chance and it's coming out, pay that ticket and go sit in the seats, man. We need that.
Good message. Jan, it was good to see you again, my friend.
Thank you so much.
I'm glad we've stayed in touch.
I'm very glad.
All these years. It's great.
It's great to see you.
You too. Yan Birch, everybody, here at New Jersey HorrorCon and Film Festival in Edison, New Jersey. This is Todd Sturridge, the Horror Nerd, signing off. We will see all of you in the next interview.
Thank you.